Hey, Facebook.
Hey guys, hey, we're live here. Okay.
Boy, did we have a story for you.
This
Hey,
is
and
a
you
good
know what?
one.
If you're married, you're probably gonna appreciate this even more. Do I want to tag Greg
Yes,
right
tag
in this
me.
video? Okay.
I mean, don't literally tag
You're
me.
tagged. Okay.
Yes.
So, this is great. This is awesome.
So about 20 years ago, as I was preparing to be a single dad, you know what? I started really getting into cooking. Now, prior to that, I knew how to be a value shopper, and I would buy cooking stuff, but it was for other stuff to use in cooking. Well, one of the ingredients that I needed to buy for one of the recipes that I was working on was paprika. So I went to the store, and being the value shopper, what I found was a big container. Instead of buying just a little bit, got this value of this Hungarian paprika.
Sweet paprika.
Sweet, absolutely. And so, you know,
Big old container.
That's right. I use this in the recipes, and you know, here it wasn't long after that. You know, I didn't have to be a single dad for too long, and this wonderful woman came into my life who is an incredible cook. And so she did a lot of the cooking, but periodic, you know, I still do a whole bunch of the cooking too. And you know, when it comes time for paprika,
some of the cooking.
I go to the cabinet. And
some of the cooking. He makes potatoes.
And get out my old Hungarian paprika, put a little of that in there, and I was just commenting to her. I said, what an incredible value, because you know what? I've had this for 20 years, and there is still paprika in the tin. And at that point, she looked at me and she said, "Greg, you big dummy." No, actually, she didn't call me a dummy, but she just started laughing. And, you know, at this point, I'll go ahead and
I was laughing because I too am a value shopper and I care about the environment. So anytime that I can, I purchase spices in bulk and I refill existing containers. So I've been refilling this container for 20 years. And he never realized it.
So, I mean, actually, it really wasn't a solved mystery. I just became aware that I actually do not own a magic paprika tin that automatically refills itself. But it was a very interesting conversation when I came to the realization. She said, "Well, didn't you notice the paprika now has a little bit of a smoky taste to it instead of a sweet taste?"
And I said, "Well, paprika. I like smoky paprika, so I get smoked paprika."
I did, you know, I said, "Well, yeah, I noticed a little bit different taste. I just thought it was because the paprika was getting so stinking old. It was no longer sweet. It was smoky because it was just so stinking old."
We also have a magical tin of garlic powder. We have a magical spice jar of cumin. We have magical basil containers.
Okay.
And oregano. And cloves. Cinnamon. My whole damn spice rack is magical.
So, I can honestly thank Jesus for the fact that I have never had to refill my paprika, because he sent this wonderful person into my life as my wife. And so, yes, Jesus magically refills my spice containers. I'm sure that's absolutely biblical. This is just another wild night at the yes. Okay,
so here's
the
the question for the viewers.
Yeah.
Do any of you have a magical container?
But that's not really a question.
Do any of you have a magical container And are you the one that fills it, or are you just now noticing that you don't actually have magic in your pantry and that maybe your spouse has been filling it for the last 20 years? That's our question for you.
Okay, how about here is a better question. Okay, how many people have come to realize that you have blessings in your life that you didn't even realize you have, just because of the fact that your spouse does all of these incredible things that you just don't even have any knowledge of, but things just magically get taken care of? And definitely, so who can think about things that they appreciate at their spouse that they really have to think about because they didn't even
And if
realize,
you
just
don't
take it
have
for
a
granted.
spouse, tell us if you get bulk spices, do you reuse your spice containers? Because I think that's a
Yeah,
relevant
that's another,
question.
and that's another good question.
Like, I'm not the only person that does this, right? They must have bulk spices for a reason. Other people do this, right? Like, are you a bulk spice
You a
person,
bulk
or
spice
do you
person?
go to the spice aisle and get the little container every time? That's a
There's
question.
another good question.
That's a question.
Any good question.
So, I think we're gonna go, because I feel another fit of laughter going on. I just can't help it.
Yes.
I think we have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad that I can provide such entertainment for my wife just by the things that I say. Okay, guys, take care. Good seeing you.
If anything happens to me, please somebody come refill Mr. Wright's spices. Bye.